morning, Sister Kate here, and today I would like to talk to you about vermin. Vermin, if you don't know the word, it means like pests, but it can also be kind of like parasites, maggots, stuff like that could be considered vermin. The reason I'm bringing it up is when you live an off-grid life, when you live an outdoor, rural kind of life, there are vermin that are part of that life. You need to learn to deal with them and how to keep them away. Mice are one of the things. Mice are really a problem. And in this area, we also have pack rats who do a lot of damage. And if you're living a rural life like this and you're trying to store up things for your next year, seeds and food and stuff, you have to think about these vermin. Popular culture, even natural culture, says that mice don't like peppermint and bay leaves. That you can put these things in areas where the mice may be and they're supposed to keep them away. Haven't tried it yet because we do the other thing, which is things we're trying to store, we store in such a way that mice can't get into them. But there was a mouse in my kitchen and he was eating a tomato. Yes, you would probably think, oh, peanut butter. But this little guy had a taste for vitamin C and lycopenes. So when I baited his trap, what did I bait it with? I baited it with what he likes. I baited it with some of that tomato, and I caught him the first night. I was counting on that tomato. I wanted to eat that on a sandwich. It's one of the first tomatoes out of the garden. But in this case, the mouse got there before me, and then he paid for the price of eating it. Do you have mouse traps? Are you familiar with mouse traps? Do you know how to set a mouse trap? Do you know how to bait a mouse trap? Do you have mouse poison? Because poison is one way of dealing with vermin. However, you have to be careful with it because you put the mouse poison on the ground where things like your cat or your dog or your children may possibly get into it, and that would have terrible consequences. So it's not just as easy as laying the mouse poison down and then walking away from it. You got to think about what you're doing with it. Another thing about mice is you don't put the mouse trap in the middle of the floor. Mice travel along the walls of your house, along the wall. So you put your mouse trap or your mouse bait in their avenue of travel so they happen upon it and then be hopefully tempted by it and you catch them. Another vermin is bugs. I mean, yes, your modern house is very airtight. You have screens and everything, but what if you're living in like a yurt or a trailer? Trailers are kind of house-like, but they have many parts of them where there are holes, you know, in the wheel wells of the tires, in the back compartment to the front compartment. There are places where pipes and stuff run, and they're not airtight. And so things like bugs can get in, wasps, cockroaches, beetles, spiders. Again, popular culture says that things like peppermint and lemon balm will keep spiders, lavender will keep spiders out of your trailer or your dwelling. I think that may work to a certain extent, but I also know how dedicated animals are to their survival. They will go back to the same thing over and over again until they're successful if they're looking for food or something. And so you can't just assume your little lavender sprig is going to work forever and ever. So are you ready for that? Can you kill a spider? Can you kill a beetle? Or do you scream and jump up on a chair? Because if you're going to live off-grid, if you're going to live rural, you got to be able to deal with these creatures. Cockroaches, there are, you know, commercial things available, but borax mixed with sugar is another combo, and supposedly they lick the sugar and then the borax too, and the borax makes them explode. It's worked pretty good here at the kitchen, which is behind me and very full of places where they can get in. You have to reapply it though. It's not going to stay good year after year, and it eventually wears away and you've got to reapply it. So just think about vermin. Think about controlling them. if you're capable now. If you're not, get the skills, because if you think the end of the world is coming, or you think bad times are coming, you're going to want to know these things. All right, shalom, bless you. Oh, there's one vermin I forgot. Body lice, head lice. When you're out running and gunning and refugeeing and dirty all the time and exposed to lots of other people who are in bad time, you can pick up these things. And if you don't have the commercial shampoo and comb and everything available to you, you got to be able to deal with them. So here's two things that are cheaper than that deal with at least head lice. One of them is dyeing your hair. That hair dye is so toxic, it'll kill the lice. And it's cheap. Hair dye is $3. That kit's like $11 to $20. A second one that's even cheaper still, and you would be able to recreate in a grid down situation, is mayonnaise. Or if you think about sailors who used to put tar in their hair, you smother them with the mayonnaise. You leave it in your hair for several hours. And it's probably not just mayonnaise. You can probably do it with any kind of oil. And oil is cheap. So think about stocking up on those things too. All right, bless you.